Hey you look good. I used to think that I could outrun myself, but you can't. You're the only person who's guaranteed to be with you from your birth all the way till your death, which is kind of morbid, but it's true. By default, you're alone. And then friends are just like a commodity or like an extra, a nice thing to have, but you might not get them, might not end life with them, because you didn't start life with them. So you have to start learning to love yourself. You have to start growing where you're planted. And it took me a long time to realize this. Earlier this year, I went on a trip to the Grand Canyon with some friends. They all go to school down there. So we got up at 2 a.m. and drove all the way there to watch the sunrise because it's aesthetic, I guess. I don't know. And I sat on the floor the entire trip because I'm 6'1". Hey, ladies. So I'm not exactly tiny. And sitting in a normal seat, my head hit the ceiling and my legs were like smushed against the back of the seat. And we took 8 people in a 7-person car because that's how we do it, baby, in Phoenix, I guess. Luckily, I was able to switch with my friend who was sitting on the floor, but I was incredibly tired, still kind of jet lagged, and I was just coming like out of a sickness. I got sick just a week before the trip. So halfway through the stop, we stopped up at a Starbucks and got some coffee, as they say in Brooklyn or whatever, and some breakfast sandwiches, or at least I did. And that was a really like peaceful, like nice moment. Like being able to get out of the car and stretch is just really satisfying. And honestly, it's like all I need at the moment, like inner peace, level of comfort once you stretch after a long ride. When we got to the Grand Canyon, I was freezing because I didn't take into account that deserts get really cold at night. I was kind of dumb and just thought it was going to be hot the entire time. So that was a mistake. Luckily, one of my friends, so someone I just met like during the trip, was super chill and let me borrow one of his jackets. I was still freezing, but like honestly, the gesture warmed my heart. I wish I could say that like the gesture warmed me up and I was all warm inside, but I was actually freezing my buns off. So it was nice though that he gave me his coat. So I was shivering the whole time. The sunrise, low-key, kind of it sucked. It wasn't really majestic because we didn't stay long enough for the sun to rise, and due to like how tired and like cold I was, I really could care less about getting an aesthetic photo, or even honestly the fact that it was the Grand Canyon, because it was like at that point it's like I don't know, it's rocks. I'm cold. Obviously I wish I could have enjoyed it more. I feel like I had like a very pessimistic like attitude during the entire trip. So I had to work on that, lucky. But it's just like when you're like physically uncomfortable, like you really don't care about anything else. It's one of those just like you gotta poop. Like you could be going past something like a really cool. Actually, no, we're not diving into this, bro. Oh, also every time my friends always bring up poop whenever we hang out. It'll come up. I'm just gonna put that out there because I need to vent about that, I guess. I'm also like someone who likes to just live in the moment, kind of. So taking like pictures during something kind of just takes me out of it, I guess. After we stayed for the sunrise, we went and got breakfast on the way back to my friend's college campus at some really cool like 60s themed like diner with all the pictures of old movie stars like Aubrey Hepburn and others. I believe it was a Galaxy Diner in Flagstaff, Arizona. I'm not entirely sure though. And that was like really like that's one of my favorite parts of the trip. It wasn't the Grand Canyon, it was having breakfast. Once I got back to college, like my friend's college campus, I just took a shower and just passed out on my friend's couch. I was out cold for like 6 hours or something. Bottom line is, anyways, the whole point of this is that the trip sucked. I really didn't have that good of a time, but it's like one of my favorite memories, if that even makes sense. Like I would not do it again. If I knew, like, or I don't know. I didn't have like a good time on the trip, but like looking back, it's like one of my favorite memories. I think about that like time a lot, and I love my friends, so maybe that's just one of the times it is. But the highlight of the trip was when we got ice cream and just sat in like their apartment and like played Mario Kart. That's the highlight. Not seeing the Grand Canyon, one of the however many number wonders of the world. It was just playing Mario Kart on the couch. So I don't know, maybe it's a problem with me. But I thought by traveling to Arizona, for some reason, I would get like a Walter Mitty moment and life would just make sense, and I'd be able to take like all the puzzle pieces of my life and kind of fit them together to form like a nice picture and have everything like right. And I don't know why I was thinking that. I guess I kind of equated the whole Walter Mitty with, if you just go travel, you just kind of figure yourself out, and that's not really true. So, because in my mind, all my friends had it together and kind of still have it together. I had the idea I was behind, and that if somehow I like escaped my hometown, my family, my job, myself, I'd be able to blossom and just be ready for life or off. I finally learned that like that's not the case, and that I was trying to outrun myself, and I have to confront myself and fix myself instead of just moving geographically, because no matter where you go, you take yourself with you. And if you neglected to do the inner work necessary to heal and to accept and love yourself, then you're gonna get the same kind of outcomes and results of you not really enjoying life or enjoying yourself, and just being able to just love yourself and just be okay with not having friends or not doing anything, no matter like where you are, which is what I've been trying to work on just recently. It's rewiring my brain of all like the negative thoughts, like I guess concept and things I picked up unconsciously as a child, and still that are holding me back, that don't really align with who I want to be or who I am. Because you need to change how you react to the world instead of just where you are in the world. And you need to give yourself the emotional like nurturing that you give to your family and friends, that for some reason you withhold like from yourself. And some days it's easier, like some days you win, and other days you lose, and you keep fighting anyways. But you have to stop putting yourself on the back burner and letting your dreams just fizzle out. Life's short, okay? You can't wait till everything's perfect to start doing anything. Now is the moment, okay? Now is when we start, alright? If you want to start a business, write a book, be an actor, singer, professional massage therapist, I don't know. You have to start when you aren't ready, and I know you already know that. This is all stuff that's in your head that you just have to. Basically, self-improvement is just taking the stuff you already know is true deep down and actually applying it. That's self-improvement. But once you start actually going after what you want, I know a lot of people say it's uncomfortable. I actually think it is comfortable, because for once, you're not denying yourself of who you are. But during all this, don't worry about being behind in life. You're at your perfect pace. Alright, your life is different than everyone else's. You're fine. You need to grow where you're planted first in order to move on to bigger and better things. And that's gonna take time. So be kind to yourself. That's kind of our chat right now. That's what's going on in my head, I guess. So hang in there. You got this. You're loved. Thanks for spending time with me. And you mean a lot. Maybe I'll see you later. I don't know.